here in Caribbean Diamond for another top 5 TMI Sasua rant, or just a life rant, women rant, rant. If you brothers are doing so well, you would not travel to the Dominican Republic. And like I said, brothers are in shape. It's not just the fat guys, and I employ all overweight men or awkward and ugly and criminally insane men. Come travel, get some women. I think every man deserves a woman. This is just another rant. Top 5 TMI in the building. Got a little white thing on my hat. So I'm here in Caribbean Diamond getting ready for the Super Bowl. Just trying to remind brothers what it's like, to date, mingle with the women of the Dominican Republic. You can't really trust them. And I tell you, brothers, that you're going to have a better time and your odds are better with a hoe than dating a hoe, a 3-0, 4, than you are a regular girl out in the Dominican Republic, because they more ruthless with it. Like I said, the prostitute has guidelines. She has like a certain standard she keeps for like the hour, certain amount of money. The all-nighters. Even with some of you rich brothers, HBCU guys that are ruining the prices, the rich guys, the guys that be playing golf, the brothers that play golf and got all the plaques and awards from high school and college, they ruining the prices. HBCU. But you can't trust these women. And they'll tell you what you want to hear. Like, you guys having gymnastics with these women, and I mean sex, the sticky icky now. It's like they say in the hood, the price of life is cheap. Well, sex is cheap in the Dominican Republic, because you're not accomplishing nothing big over these women having sex with them. That's just the truth. They'll tell you anything. If you don't pay them, you don't have a relationship. If you don't finance them, fund them, they're not going to have a relationship with you. And like I always preach, the long game. The long game is worse. Because the main thing that she'll hold over you is like, all this time, I never charged you. So you're going to get hit with that big $500. Oh, baby, I'm sorry, but you're not helping me. You're not giving me enough. You're not helping me. That's the main thing. Oh, you give them $60. Oh, this is nothing. Why are you giving me this? This is nothing. Baby, please, why would you give me this? I thought you loved me. Then you're going to give more. As soon as you guys start giving more, it's going to get worse. The more you help, the worse it gets. By you guys coming down here with your gold chains, flashing money, big balling, it makes it worse. As soon as they see the Casa Linda wristband, as soon as they see this, they go crazy. They'll be like, oh, he a baller. That means I can get him more. That's all that means to them. You wearing Jordans, gold chains, Versace and all that. That's just a green light for them to be like, okay, don't give me no $130 for the week. I want $630 for the week. Word. And I get it. It's very difficult dating in the States. Also, why would you be living this type of lifestyle? Why would you be just traveling? Why would dudes be sitting online listening to people's lives and watching videos of all these people? If you were doing so well in the States, to go through all this trouble, right? To go through all of this trouble with the traveling and the sweating and standing in lines to get lied to by women down here, but then to go back to the fat broads in the States. But for some of us, this is all we have. I would say for the bigger brothers, this is all we got. For the guys that can't get girls, this is all we got. And I know brothers that are in the best shape of their lives and they've been single for 2 years. Messing with a bunch of strippers. Hollering at their exes on Facebook or chicks they used to go to school with. This ain't an easy game, like I tell brothers, man. It's a lot of emotions. It's kind of a lot to hold back. Like when you're with a woman 3-4 times, like you have repeats, you have a team. You have to have a team. You have to have a team. Because when that number 1 and 2 goes down, you got 3, 4, and 5 to at least make your trip better. That's what I think. I think to have a successful trip, say a 2-week trip, which a lot of you brothers don't do. Look at this. To have a successful 2-week trip, you got to have a team. And some brothers are against that. They just want to pump and dump. But the new ones can get you jammed up. If you don't know what you're doing and you think you know what you're doing. That's why I tell brothers to ask questions, ask people, talk to people. Because when that door shuts, that's when the trouble begins. That's when you're in their zone. Even though it's your room, you're paying the hotel, you're really in their zone. If that makes sense. Because they got more rights in your own room, believe it or not. Because she could just be like, well, we had sex and he never paid me without anything ever happening. This stupid white thing. There we go. They got more rights. Look at this. It's up there. They got more rights than you guys know, because the police are going to side with them. The judges are going to side with them. Regardless of anything. And that's including white or black. You know what I'm saying? The women got a lot of control, a lot of power once they enter that room. Because anything can be said and done. So when you guys are getting all these new ones coming in and out, the best you can hope for is just pray that you meet a good and nice girl. Because you're never going to be able to give them enough. There's very few successful relationships coming to this country, Dominican Republic. And I would say Brazil and Colombia as well. And Thailand. You know what I'm saying? It's hard. It's not easy. You didn't think you get on your first trip, second trip, third trip, seventh trip, 14th trip, and just think that you're going to have a successful relationship. It's very, very difficult. Like, it's difficult enough just keeping your passport, laptop, cell phone. I tell brothers, travel with 2 cell phones. It's just smart. Write down your phone numbers. If you got a homeboy you chilling with or you going traveling with, give them your people's information. Store like your best, your top favorite numbers to contact somebody. It's always good to have somebody that you can rely on in the States that could, hey, send me a couple dollars. But it's easy to get addicted to these women because they're attractive and they're beautiful and they quick to give up sex for a certain price. And some brothers brag, they're not paying. They look good, they got 6 packs, they're not paying. You eventually gonna pay because the money is king down here. It took me a long time to get to this level, believe it or not. But like I said, my alternative was nothing. Sitting in a parking lot at the local bodega, drinking, chilling, doing nothing. Which a lot of you guys are doing. I didn't know until I started traveling that so many single, muscular dudes, pause, but dudes that take care of themselves, making over 200 grand a year, are single, sad, and lonely. Like I said, YouTube has opened up almost like the world to me. You know what I'm saying? And it's hard in the States. You're lonely. You're tired. Some of you guys are divorced, upset over a death. So you're looking for a little comfort from these women, And it's even more difficult when you can't communicate with them. Because I don't care how hard you train. You're not Dominican. You're not going to speak like them. No matter how bad they talk about these Dominican men, no matter how bad they talk about they still want their people. I believe that with the Thai chicks too, because I went to Thailand and DR. But I think I got higher experience than a lot of brothers on YouTube because I spent a lot of time out here. Santiago as well. But I just think brothers do better with the hoes than the regular women, because the regular women ain't got no guidelines, no bar. They just give me $4,000. They know that $60 isn't nothing. You guys giving them 60, 100, they just look at it like it's nothing. If you don't pay her, you're not gonna have a relationship. I'm sorry, baby. I need someone to take care of me. I'm sorry, baby. Because people ask me, like, top 5, how do you do it? How do you maintain the women? How I maintain a good, healthy Dominican relationship is having like 6 or 7 on a team. Because that way one act up, the other one will come through. And then when she starts acting up, you get 2 and 3 in. And I mean number 2 and the number 3. So I don't want anybody to ever mistaken this game as easy. For some of you brothers that travel once a year, come down for 3 days, this conversation really ain't for you. But I get everyone's frustration because you start to realize, damn, this ain't for the win either. Not the whole win. This ain't a perfect situation. Everybody's lying, attitudes, they envious, jealous of us. They think, oh, money just grows on trees. To these people, they really think that we have money that grows on trees. But so many brothers that I look at in the streets, I'm like, they should do good in the States, but they still traveling. Like an in-shape man should not have difficulty meeting a woman in the States. And that tells me how bad it is relationship-wise, dating-wise in the States. But I employ every fat man in the universe. Travel to the Dominican Republic. Travel to Thailand. Get your money up. Because I think that's how dudes blow their money. Because they don't have a lot of money and they taking a chance. And they overspend. They just sit there. Yeah, see. Gymnastics is sex. And then the money's gone and they got another 4 days left. I just think that's how they get jammed up. It's so addictive because you can have sex quickly in this country for a very cheap price, as opposed to taking a woman out on a night of drinks and dinner. Going out for like a little happy hour spot. I mean, an after hour spot, excuse me. You're looking at maybe close to a $300 night. But you're not going to have success your first couple of trips. Now, some may. I have met dudes that had successful relationships with some of these women, but the percentage is low. The success rate is very, very low. And I can see how depression would set in. You're upset. You don't want to come back. You'd rather stick to the girls in the States. Tender. But you ain't hitting no skins in the States. So it's like you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. The travel community is based off of that fucking... I didn't mean to curse, but it's based off of that saying. You're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. So I'd rather take my chances down here because at least I'm having gymnastics. At least I'm playing the game. It's very, very hard to trust these people. Anytime I'm with any of the baby lady, Curly, the chick I call the Halloween Queen, There's just something always under their sleeve. It always seems like, you know how like you just have that spider sense, that tingle, that sixth sense or something. Like it's just like something just ain't right, no matter how right it is. And as long as you're working, you have a good relationship with these women, right? And they say that that's women around the planet. They want money. And I agree to that. But there's going to be a guy that's working in Walmart. There's going to be a guy that's working at Publix or Arby's or whatever the grocery stores around the country that you're not making a lot, but you saved up money. You saved up $8,000 to travel to Thailand, Dominican Republic for like 3 weeks. And then come to find out it's gone because you're just giving it out and giving it out. Especially you brothers, man, that saving like all year long. Like, hold on to that dollar because you can get somebody else. And I get it. Like, sometimes guys want that one girl or two girls. Stay away from the happy hours. The happy hours are trouble. I know it's every guy's dream and belief and all that, but stay away. Stay away. This is a hard game. It's a fun game, but it's hard. And to win the whole thing, like Monopoly or something, to win, you got to play harder. You got to travel here more frequently. Because when you see who they really are, it's like the Cold War, like the spies or something. The deception around every corner. It's like the JFK assassination or something. Like, this one's involved and that one's involved and this one changed his name and this one went to Cuba. And this is like an enigma wrapped around a riddle. But all I know is I do better in Dominican Republic and Thailand than I do in the States with more beautiful women. It's poor English, beautiful, more beautiful women. But I just tell people to just toughen up, man. Suck it up. And lose the matrix mentality. When the wheels hit the ground, Dominican Republic and Thailand, you're no longer in friendly territory. Like the war begins. And you got to have a sense of humor. You got to have tough skin. And you got to start saying no and stop giving in. We can't pay these people $200 for gymnastics for an hour. I don't care how bad she is. The 2 should get as much money as the 12 or the 10. I'm sorry. Because Dominicans ain't paying that price. That's the truth. So it's not just for the fat and sorry, ugly, awkward guy anymore. They're getting the Olympian track stars, the guy, the MMA wrestling and muscular guy. They're getting us all, right? It's all about the money. The taxi guys are worse than the chicas in every country. This is a difficult game, man. So you guys, just a little word of wisdom. Just play the game the best way you can. Try to save money. It's a good thing when you leave to go home on a plane and you got money in your pocket. That's not a bad thing. I'm out.